All right, CSS battle time. We have a ring and a block. Okay. I'm fairly sure I could do this with just HTML and body. Like, this could be an HTML element with that background and a border, right? And because of the whole bug of the border, the background bubbling up, it'll extend outside of the border. Maybe this will be the body, and worst case scenario, I can just make it a thicker border with no height or width. Make it like position, like margin it all the way down, and then just make the border whiter, right? And then box shadow. Or this can be border dashed, and then you play the whole game of getting that lined up. And I'm not very good at that yet, but I might give it a go. Okay, not what I wanted to do. Doesn't matter. It's getting deleted anyways. All right, so let's see. We're gonna go star. That's okay, because we're gonna say background is gonna be this light pink color. Okay, and then we're gonna go border. Let's see what is it here. I'll slide and compare. 23 to 47, 30 pixels. Oh well, you know, we can just change it afterwards. We usually get it wrong to begin with, probably like 25 pixels actually. And then we're doing this dark pink color, rose if you will. All right, let's get our border radius 2-inch. Okay, and then let's get some margin going. So what I need is this outer line to match up, and I think I'll do negative margin on the top and bottom, and then, you know, a little bit on the sides. So negative 50, and then 20. There we go. We're starting to get a little bit of that shape in. I need to hide the body. I'm just getting confused with it. There we go. It's better. So where am I? Am I wider? Yeah, I'm wider. So it needs to be like 25 on the sides. Okay, 25 on the sides. And let's stretch the top more. Ooh. I mean, getting this close already. I thought I'd have to do more with a border radius. I thought I'd have to chase that more. That is lovely. Okay, I'm feeling good enough to chase the border on the body. Do border dashed on the body, and then give it weird margin to place it. I think that'll work, right? All right, let's hit star. There we go. That's what the body looks like right now. Let's say, do I want to change it with the a variable, or do I want to do just a new? I don't want to write a new border and a new border color. So I'm going to change this and border color. So I might rewrite the variable, and then I'll do this with font. Well, shoot, I'm just going to redo all of them. Why add in font if I'm already doing a variable? And a variable is 9, so I might as well just, so it's 9 to add it in, and then I have to do another 3 to select it, and I'm going to have to redo all of them. I might as well just write a border, right? So it's going to be more like 50 pixels, and it's going to, let's see if this is changing what we got. Okay, good. It's dashed. Okay, like it. The border radius makes it interesting when we do the margin and stretch it differently. I think it'll look pretty good. I like that it's overflowing without stretching out the HTML. That's a good sign in my book. And then we're going to do the dark red. Okay. So we're much more than 50 pixels. Let's see. 110, let's say, to 189. 110 to 190 is 80 pixels. All right. Let's get our margin going. And we want it to be, so we're wanting the bottom, I think, or do I want it to be the top? Let's do top, real big, and then the sides, stretch them out. So let's say 100 pixels on the top and -500. And then the bottom will need to stretch out. That's kind of an interesting shape with that border, though. I'm kind of intrigued by the fact that it has just cutouts instead of, that's like, I'm making a mental note for like future ones. Okay. And then the bottom, let's say 0 or -50. Okay. And the reason why I want to use, oh, I need a transparent background. Transparent background for this to work. But I mean, you look at these, they're almost in place. So I don't think getting them placed will be too hard. So I have to write another background. Alright, I'm going to try one thing first. Let's do an and selector. This is the one thing I don't want to go to the body. Yeah, okay, that worked. Cool. And I don't have to write another background that way. Otherwise, well, actually, I'm rewriting the border. I don't need this star selector. Come to think of it, I can just put it in an and. And it works. Because I was thinking the border would just be adjusted, and so I did want it to cascade down. But now, look at this. Oh, this is coming together. Ooh, but the thickness, if I drop this to 400, it's a little bit better. I don't know if this is gonna work still. I'm like hopeful, but 20, 380. Wait, oh yeah, that's no. 50. Let's start small and see what happens. Okay, at that point it's like that. All right, let's get it bigger. We need middle ones to work with. That looks pretty good, but I think they're too long. At 80 pixels wide, the width of the dashes, that we're working with are too long. Okay, that's actually fine. What I can do is just give this position fixed in a box shadow if this doesn't work. I'm going to keep playing with it for a moment longer, but I will. Is it not moving anywhere? Do I need to move left and right independently? Alright, that's there. Let's bump that up to 200 and let's see what happens when we start. 210, 220, 230, 240. Okay, there we go. Let's look at this again. Yeah, they're too long of dashes at 80 thick. I don't think no matter how big I make it or small, it's going to be this length is going to be consistent, and it's just too long. Is there a way to, I mean, I don't think overflow is hidden is worth it. I think just doing a margin and a thinner border, a 40 pixel border, and then a solid, and we have our, just a touch of padding, and it's in place. Or actually just some margin, and we're golden with the box shadow. So I could pretty much have this CSS here, and then an extra box shadow compared to overflow hidden. The other option is a linear gradient and a little bit of margin. That would limit padding. We wouldn't need padding. It would be 3 color stops. The margin would be pretty simple because it would just be squishing it down and then on the sides. All right. Let's see. Okay, for this to work, let's abandon the border dashed. Let's go border solid. Let's take off all this margin and instead go 100 and 50. You know, let's see what we get. You know, something like that. 150 on the top. Okay, that one would be wonky to get set up with margin and then a box shadow. So we can abandon this. I've lost my thought. What I was going to do separately. Yeah, let's do a linear gradient. Degrees. We're doing red. And we'll just say that for the moment. We'll do transparent in the middle because it's 2 less characters than the other one. And then 150. Right? And then we'll do red. Okay. So that's how long our gradient ends up being. But you can kind of see once we get our margin set, it's not bad. 100 and 0. Okay. 20. Okay. We'll squish it down and then get our color stops, right? Yeah. Alrighty, let's walk this one up to 200, 220, oh no, we do want 220, it's like 225, oh, 215, there we go, and then we can walk this one up to like 150, 140, 35, okay, let's hit submit, just see what that ends up at. The linear gradient is long, but is it longer than padding and margin with a normal background? Well, we're at 227 here. Let's see. Let's get rid of this linear gradient. Oh, we'd need to do a box shadow too. So, background, dark red, right? Well, actually, now that I'm looking at it, would a box shadow in? No, it doesn't come in from each side, does it? It comes in equally. But it's wider than it's long. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we can't do it. We could do 2 box shadow insets to do that. That's a lot. So a single box shadow is just better. Okay. So for that, we need to write a longer margin and padding, but let's do it. We have our other solution saved. So not 150, it's 150 top and bottom, but right needs to be like, let's just do the right hand one first. 20, -25 for right hand. Bottom's still going to be 150, and then the left hand's going to be like 200. 90. Okay, so that's our margin. I forget what our character count was. Oh, 227. I have it right down there. And then we're going to go box shadow shadow -100 pixels, 0, 200. Yeah, this is already looking shorter. Gradients are fun, but they're not always the best. 215. Yeah. But we do have to do this. 216 characters, so this is shorter. As long as it's 100%. Yep. Alright. It's not as fun, though, as a linear gradient. It's not as fun as borders. Oops. You know what I'm saying? At least with those, I feel like I'm being clever. This is just... I did a block, you know? I like the misdirection of, oh, we're just seeing the border. I don't know, something about it's kind of fun. See anything else I can change? No, that worked pretty good. Using the AND selector is nice to isolate the properties to just the HTML element, and then using the nested star to get the body. That's a nice savings there. Really don't see much else that could be condensed. Okay. Cool. 154. That was fun to play with. I actually chased different solutions. Alright. Thank you. Hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful night. Tomorrow's Friday. But I have to work Saturday, so it's kind of anticlimactic. But have a good evening. Bye.